So, do you know your credit score? No. All these questions, by the way, are on the input sheet. Anybody ever tried to steal your identity? A lot of people say, I don't know. Right? Alex and I were with a guy who said, yeah, 3 times.
Wow.
Right? You have any debt? Yup. If I can show, do you know when you'll be debt-free? Nobody knows when they're going to be debt-free. Right? And if I could show you, yeah, great. All right, awesome. So, let's put in their debt. Okay? Now, where does the debt come from? Where did that information come from? The spreadsheet, but the fact sheet doesn't necessarily ask all the individual debts, remember?
No, last one I did, I asked them for the statements.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to, see this information here, guys? You're going to have to ask that. And here's what I'm going to tell you. There's this movement in Primerica, and we went there along the way, and I want to get back to the way we did things. Okay? Did you start a new video? Okay. So, you want this information. You want the mortgage, right? The minimum payment. We're going to talk about that in a bit. But you want as much detail on their debt as possible. Why? Why? We went over this last week. Why?
You show them so much value in how to get out of debt. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. You know anybody know anybody who wants to get out of debt?
Yep.
Everyone.
Everybody. How are you going to present Debt Watchers, Freedom Financial, or just Stacking and Accelerating if you don't know what's going on? You can't just hand them a pamphlet.
No.
Now, here's the next thing. How many companies handle insurance, debt, and investments?
Primerica.
How many?
Primerica.
1. Right? Nobody does what we do in debt with savings and protecting. And that is the edge. Clear? That's the edge. You want an edge with a client? You want, when they say, well, what makes you different? You say, well, I'm going to come back with a game plan to show you how to get out of debt. That's what makes me different. Remember I told you we're going at war with debt, right? Why Trish and I were great at the Smart Loan when it was out is because I was at war with debt. I understood how debt works. I understood how the mortgage industry works, and I was at war. Okay? So you want the information. So let's say that they have $110,000. The minimum payment. Let's talk about the minimum payment. So they hand you a statement, and the statement says $1,300. Test question. Do you put $1,300 in the minimum payment box? Joey, don't answer. Test question. Statement says $1,300. Do you put $1,300 in the minimum payment box? No. Larry says no. Why?
No.
Because it may be other things like escrow for insurance.
Very good.
All those kind of things.
Very good. So you have to put in the principal and interest payment only.
Could you explain? I didn't hear what Larry
We're
said.
talking about the mortgage payments.
The mortgage payment may include your escrow for insurance and taxes.
And most do.
Most of them, yeah.
So if you put in the escrow payment, you're not giving them an accurate date when they will get debt-free. So the principal and interest payment sometimes is, out of that $1,300, let's say it's $850 or $900, right? On 13, that's about $400. So let's say that the principal and interest payment on this case is $5. It's only a $100,000 loan. Let's say that it's $250 for escrow. Sorry, I'm not putting it in there. And let's say the rate is, I don't know, 4%, fixed. Clear?
Yeah.
Leonard, do you understand on a mortgage how it works?
Just one question, but if you were to put in the minimum, you would be understating why you wouldn't put in the minimum?
You're lost.
Yeah.
We're talking about a mortgage payment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
So
when
your
they
mortgage
pay off the
payment, let's say your mortgage
the
payment
rest
is
of it's still
$1,000.
Right.
Okay, 800 of that is paying principal and interest, and 200 pays your homeowner's insurance, let's just say, or your taxes.
Right.
Okay, so what he's saying is, you want the true number, the truest number you can get. So what goes towards paying the house? Not paying the insurance, not paying taxes.
Because even when the home is paid off, they're still going to have to pay taxes
Exactly.
and possibly
You got it.
So we want to get as close to reality as possible.
All right, so now I'm going to add debts. They got a car loan, right? Let's say that they owe, I don't know, $15,000. Car payment is $250. and I'm just messing here. Let's say they got a 6% loan, and it's fixed. What's that? Let's say they have credit card. If they have multiple, I'll do credit card 1. If it's MasterCard, Visa, Discover, I'll do that. Right? Just depends. Okay.
Student loan.
So I'll do credit card 1. Let's say they owe $3,000 on that. Minimum payment is $30. Okay, but they send in 50, so I'll add 20. Clear? Interest rate 18%. By the way, Alex and I with this, how old is he? 30?
Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, minimum payment must be greater than 46. So sometimes you'll find out that the client is paying less than they need to be. The computer will let you know that. Right? So I'll put, what did it say, 46? So I got to put 47.
So you'll put 47 even if they're not paying it?
Yes, because the computer won't let me put anything else, so I
Yeah.
have to. I have to, and I have to go back and tell them, you're underpaying your credit card.
So, but if they're paying an additional 20 and they were thinking they were paying 30,
So now it's 13.
so now, no,
3.
now it's 3.
3, sorry. You're right. 3.
Okay.
Okay? Everybody clear?
Yep.
Yep.
Can you explain that one more time?
Sure. The computer, so they had a $3,000 credit card.
Okay.
By the way, this normally would not happen. I'm guessing numbers. I put in a number based on an 18% rate that is less than what has to cover interest. The computer will tell you if the payment is lower than what needs to just cover interest, which is what it said. Hey, $47, it has to be higher than $46 because $46 has to meet the interest payment.
That has happened to me before.
Yeah.
That used to happen to us. I remember inputting stuff all the time
So
with that.
they're not really.
So
Oh, I want to talk about that, by the way.
$3 is the only amount going to principal?
No, this is, remember I said the minimum payment was 30, but they're paying 50.
Okay.
So the $3 difference has to cover. So let's say, guys, let's say that they're paying the minimum of 47, and they say, well, I send in 60. So it's a $13 difference. Everybody clear?
Yeah.
Let's say the computer didn't say, hey, they're underpaying. Okay. Something that Trish just said, back when, this is just good for some of you learning roles of partners, we were doing FNAs like crazy. And we're back into that, right? But when we were first starting our business, when we were in the RVP's base shop and the RVP was doing a lot of the work and Trish was figuring out a role, I literally would come home with envelopes. 2, 3 at a time. With mortgage docs and everything. Here. And I would have Trish just input my FNAs. I would then go and tweak them. So that's good partner work. Handing a questionnaire, right? Here, please just input them. And that saved me all this time. Think about that. Okay? And Trish would have questions. You know, I didn't know how to do this, or I didn't, you know, this was missing. Save you a lot of time. So somebody, that's a great partner job. Okay? Hand your FNA data off, right? How'd you like to open it up and the information's there and you just get to tweak it? Okay? Right, babe? You learned a lot. Okay? And then let's say they got a student loan of 40,000. I don't know. Let's say 250 again. 4%. And let's fix it. All right? So there's their debt.
Hey.
So, computer says, if where you stand, you won't be debt-free until 65 years old. You spend 1060, interest payment is 113,000. It's going to take them 33 years to get out of debt. But you can get them debt-free at age 52 and save them 34,000 by teaching them how to pay off their debt. So if you click details, by the way, that will show you stacking and accelerating. Everybody see that?
My favorite part.
Okay? Cool thing is that if you're doing this in front of a client, if you go to your goal, look, you can toggle between the two. Here's where you stand. Here's your goal. Got it?
Yeah.
And you can print both off. which I like to do. Okay? So now I know where they're at on that. And now we're going to go to the insurance module.